Okay, we're live. Cool. Hey everyone, and welcome to Hooping Live. We are excited because today is a day where Jenna is back in action with us and is in a new location too, so you guys will get some things switched up. If you guys have not seen the show before, we are Hooping Live. We're a show that does everything hooping related. We'll answer your questions, read your comments, do anything and more just for the sole sake of learning how to hoop and expand our community. So I'm going to go ahead and let my partner in crime, Jenna, introduce herself and do a quick demo.
Yeah, for sure. Hey guys, what's up? If you've never seen the show before, as Audrey said, I'm Jenna. And yes, I'm in a new location today. I traveled to Kansas City to hang out with one of my good friends, so he's very kind and is letting me do the show from his house while he watches. So this should be fun. But yeah, anyways, I've been hooping for just over 3 years now. And year 3 has been pretty great. I've gotten a lot of compliments on my hooping lately, and it's been a great year. I got to start year 3 at Wakarusa. I don't know, it was great. So I'm gonna quit rambling and I'm gonna go ahead and do a demo.
Nice. Well, you're looking hot. Sorry.
Yeah, girl.
Nice. That was sick. That was so cool. You're doing so good.
Right.
Oh, Jenna. That was awesome.
Thank you, love.
Oh, gracious. 6 años. Well, Jenna, everyone, and I guess we can just end the show there because it's freaking epic. Awesome. Well, I'll go ahead and introduce myself as well. My name is Audrey, also known as Audrey here on the YouTubes. I've been doing the YouTube for a while here now. I've been doing the YouTube for a while. And I've been hooping for about 4.5 years, and I'm an avid hoop pather, so a lot of the terminology that I use is hoop path related, as well as Jenna, as her and I are both actually pretty avid hoop pathers. And anyway, we started Hooping Live to create a community to get people kind of more connected, because when Jenna and I kind of started hooping, there wasn't a lot of online availability for kind of having a close, tight-knit community. So we're trying to create a place where that can happen. And anyway, chakra. I'll go ahead and do a quick demo. I have not hooped this week, so if I'm a little bit sore, don't judge. Actually, I'll be fine. Chakra, you want to take my place? Look how cool he is.
Me, I have no kitties with me.
No. Did you see that face? He was like, just deal with it. She'll put me
down.
down.
God, your isolations are beautiful.
Oh, thanks, Ma. I'm glad to hear it.
Ooh yeah, body rocking. Knee breaks, hate you, can't do them.
Okay, you have to be like bare-legged for it, I'm telling you. I found
Yeah.
out that if you like kind of make your body, well, I guess you can come down like this, but if I come up like this, it's like right when it's coming around your back is when you bring your knee up,
Okay.
like right there. So as it's coming, like you bring your knee up, and you kind of like it's almost like you're paddling, or right? Like you're breaking into the hoop.
Okay.
So just kind of like.
There you go, nice.
What helped me was actually taking my hand and my knee and breaking at the same time.
So you get the timing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That helps too. Yeah.
It looks so much fun, and I just never can get them down.
Well, it'll happen, and maybe it's just not something that's supposed to be in your flow right now. Who knows?
That's true. Yeah, I just got chest rolls down like a couple days ago, so obviously.
Back roll looked really epic too. I liked how you went right from a back roll into like an isolation.
Yeah, I've been practicing a lot lately.
Yeah, that was pretty epic. Okay, cool. Well, iTunes, I'm not in the mood. For those of you who don't know, you are able to comment down below and say any requests on something you've been working on, maybe something you're thinking about that you want to discuss. Maybe you want to tell someone something that you've been thinking about. Anything ever, just comment down below, and we're happy to help you and discuss anything that comes up in your head. So it looks like we already have a lot of comments coming in. In the past shows, I will let you guys know right now that the comments have been kind of pretty close to the end of the show. And not everyone has gotten their comments answered. So if you do have something that you feel is very important, I suggest commenting as soon as you can. But don't feel like you have to comment if you don't have anything. Just comment when you can, and don't hold back. So, and of course, you can watch the show after it's been done. It gets recorded and put onto the YouTube channel, so you can rewatch it and you can comment. And when we get to the comments, we will try to reply to all the comments. It is a goal of ours, and hopefully that will happen. So let's go ahead and get to the comments so we can get started. Carla Karma, hello, says, I'm going to be performing my first time at a club. Do you have any tips for calming the nerves? Also, what moves would be good to do, and any other helpful advice? Jenna, have you ever worked in a club before? I can't remember.
Nope, never have.
Okay, I'll take this one away. I have worked in a lot of clubs, actually, with hooping and whatnot, so I can help you with this at first hand here for sure. So any tips for calming nerves? I don't want to tell you to take a shot because I feel like that's like gonna offend somebody, but sometimes, taking a shot can help. Don't take like a lot though, because then you'll just be like stumbling all over the place. But sometimes like a light drink can help calm the nerves. Sorry, I just heard a weird sound. And Meditating beforehand can help as well if you're kind of in that spirituality thing. And then also, of course, if you want to kind of figure out pre-visualization where you can maybe figure out how to get into a space when you're practicing and try to conjure up that feeling when you're on stage. Sometimes that can help as well. Confidence is definitely key when you're on stage at a club because it can be really off-putting because there's a lot of guys there. Depending on where you are, there are going to be a lot of guys groping at you or a lot of girls giving you bad looks. So you want to be sure that you're really feeling confident where you are, because everyone's going to think you're cool and a badass no matter what. So don't be too intimidated by it. Moves that are good to do and any other helpful advice. Advice is definitely wear something that is obviously club appropriate. So if you want to wear your fluffies or maybe it's just like short shorts, it depends on what club you're going to. Dress appropriately and also make sure you dress where you're able to dance. Like think about, okay, I need my shoulders bare, my knees bare, and I need to wear flats. I can't wear heels. So try to definitely maneuver your outfit around your performance, or it can really affect you. You don't want to be falling over wearing heels. You don't want to, have your hoops slip off of your body because you're wearing like nylon or whatever, and your hoop won't stick to it. So be sure that you test out different fabrics and different kinds of clothes before you go on there. Hopefully that helps. If it doesn't, let me know. I do think that I can help with a lot of the club stuff, but yeah, hopefully that helps you. If you have any further questions, just let us know. Jenna Hudson says, "Hey Jenna and Audrey, I am tuning in from night class right now. I've been missing a lot of shows, but keeping up still. I feel like this show has helped my hooping so much since I've started watching, even though most of the Q&As are all semi-beginner level. Lately, I've been working on balancing footwork and what to do with my hands. With my hand, the hoop isn't in. You guys have helped me so much with flow, and I love you guys." Well, that's such a sweet comment, and I do agree. It is a lot of beginners asking questions, and if any of you guys are like advanced hoopers, don't feel shy to ask questions about advanced moves. Jenna and I can figure out a lot of stuff, and we're happy to, accommodate to those more advanced hoopers. So, yeah, just don't be shy. I love that, though. Balancing, footwork, that's all really good stuff to be working on. If you have any questions on it, let us know. Lily Vez says, "First time watching you gals. Got turned on to hooping recently at a concert. It looks hella fun. Any suggestions on starting hoops?" Jenna, you want to take this one away?
Yeah, for sure. I think the first step in starting hoop dance is finding a really good beginner hoop. And I am forever and always Hoop Mamas loyal. It's Hoop Mamas on Etsy. They make fantastic quality hoops. All of the hoops that you see back here in this corner, except for one of them, because one of them is my LED, but these are all Hoop Mamas hoops. They're all polypro, but since I started hooping, I've bought all of my hoops from Hoop Mamas. They're great. I've actually gotten to work with Hoop Mamas a little bit, and so I see how much time and effort are put into every single one of the hoops that they make. So they're a great company. And when it comes to like learning tricks and learning the basics and stuff, I always suggest trying to find someone to teach you, because it helps a lot to learn from someone in person, because they can immediately correct your mistakes, stuff that you're doing wrong, or give you little pointers and tips, versus when it comes to videos, it's just like a basic tutorial. And I know in Bab Robinson's tutorials, she does do a little segment that's like things I see people doing wrong when they're first learning moves, and that's helpful. But I mean, I am like beginner hooping wise self-taught from YouTube. I found all of my YouTube tutorials from a website called hooptricks.com, and it's Trix. If you just Google hoop tricks, it'll be like the first link that comes up. And I always suggest people go check it out, because it's just a website that has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of links to like tons of moves I've never even heard of. But when I started hooping, I would just go on there and like click vertical shoulder hooping, or stuff like I think one of the first moves I learned was like vertical elbow passes, and that was like really, really fun to learn. So yeah, that's my beginner tips, and
Cool.
Welcome to the hooping community.
That's awesome. Honestly, Jenna kind of nailed that. She was I mean, that's like perfect for beginners and stuff. So I don't know if I really have anything else to say about that. I'll think about it and let you guys know, though. We also have a question from Fred, or a comment from Fred. Hello, Miss Audrey from Fred. Hello, Fred. I'm glad you commented.
Avid viewer he is.
Our favorite viewers of them all. Um, so, well, I guess starting hoops. Yeah, I mean, I really do think you kind of got everything on that. I mean, I don't really know. God, it's been so long since I started hooping. Like,
Whole 4.5 years ago, man. So
it
long.
feels like forever ago.
I know. Can you imagine being like hoopalicious and having it be like 10 plus years ago that you started hooping? Like, that's crazy.
Not at all. That is nuts. I definitely would say, though, community is a big thing. I don't think I really ever started getting really good until I had community. So, I don't know. It depends on what you want to do. If you're like a competitive hooper, then look at a bunch of videos and say, I'm going to be better than everyone. I don't know. And if you're like wanting to have internal growth, then find
Go to Hoop Path.
yeah, go with that. Shoot dang. So yeah, I think we got all the comments for so far. So yeah, if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below like a normal YouTube comment. We will get them and we'll answer them live on air. Yes, this is live, so if you're questioning yourself right this second and it's not today, I don't know what to tell you. I actually just confused myself.
You confused me too, so.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about what I've been working on in the past couple weeks. I haven't, like I said, haven't really hooped a whole lot, but I've been having a lot of weird dreams lately about inner and outer space and like accepting different hoops. Jenna, what have you been working on?
Well, I'm just finishing up a 35-hour work week, so I've been trying to hoop here and there when I can. It's really hot in Kansas right now because it's August, so I haven't been able to like get outside and hoop. But I've really been focusing on my chest rolls because even though I've been hooping for over 3 years, I've never really been able to do chest rolls, and I don't know why. I think partially it's because I'm afraid I'm going to hit myself in the face, but I've been able to conquer that fear and kind of get the basics of chest rolls down. And then other than that, really focusing on spatial awareness, and that's kind of like I have to focus on that because I have a really small space in my apartment to hoop, especially right now. We're like kind of moving around furniture right now. But yeah, I've just really been trying to focus on like a few tricks here and there that I really do need to focus on getting because I want to incorporate them in my flow, and I just haven't been able to sit down and practice them yet. And then a little bit of flow on here and there. It's always good to spread myself into the other flow arts.
Absolutely. I think learning other flow arts is such an important aspect of hooping because you can learn new movements of your body, etc., etc. So thanks for that, Jenna. And when I was talking about space, I want to kind of give myself a second to think about it because I had a crazy dream, and I'll tell you guys about it. It was like I went and saw like that Lucy movie or whatever, where it's like apparently she like takes a drug and is able to enhance her brain power, and like the concept of the movie totally whacked my like head out, and I had a dream that I took a shot of some sort of crazy liquid. And all of a sudden I was like placed into a world where I was in like a complete white room with nothing. And then there was this like glowing blue portal. And I went up to touch it thinking it was going to take me back to reality, and it like disappeared. And I had to work around this room touching air and space and the walls to find where I could activate this orb. And I finally touched a piece of the wall that activated almost like this like glowing orb, and I touched the orb and it transferred me to a new place. It was like a new room and everything was solid colors. I mean, it was crazy. It was like so trippy, and I was just thinking about space and working within space. And then I had another dream, and I'll try to demonstrate it. where I was working with inner and outer space. And for those of you who don't know, inner space is when you're inside the hoop. Anything that's kind of in here. And outer space is anything that is outside of the hoop. So, yeah, stuff like that. And same with when you're on your waist, like inner space, and then you have outer space. I think you get the gist. Anyway, so I've been thinking about space, and like when you're dancing, and I've been working on this for a long time, is how when you actually dance, like how does your body move, and where does your hand hit, where do your arms hit, where do your legs hit, and how can you maneuver your hoop around your dance instead of your dance around your hoop. So I've been, did I say that right? I think I said that right. So in this dream, I was doing this weird move where I was kind of going like, I think it's because Bonnie sometimes does this really cool move when she's getting really into like a drum beat, and I was thinking about that, like how you can almost make inner paddles that usually look like this kind of look a little bit more like fancy, I guess. So instead of breaking and paddling like this, like how could you paddle the hoop with your palm outward? You know what I mean? Does that look silly, or am I like being crazy right now? Because I feel like it could potentially be cool. I don't know. So yeah, so I've been kind of working like with that kind of stuff, and thinking about like, you know, you have to think about like the dancing first. Like what would it look like? Would it be like where you just like kind of push out and come in, and then maybe come out like this, where you could do the same thing, push out, and then, I don't know, come in like this, and you have like a break, and then you're able to come out. I'm probably talking way too advanced right now. I'm going to shut up.
I actually just tried that. Paddling with the palm is kind of really hard, but I like the way it looks.
And doesn't it feel cool, though? Like, it's kind of like
like a shimmy almost. Like you're like,
yeah,
oh.
You're a little sassy with it. Okay, so we have a couple.
Audrey, real quick, your picture's real sharp now. Can we get a screenshot for the thumbnail? One, two, got it.
Oh, beautiful.
Anyway, if anyone screenshots that, I will kill you. No, I won't. I will love you forever. Okay, so, oh my gosh, we got a lot of comments. Okay, Megan House says, hi, Audrey. Well, hi, Audrey and Jenna. Hi, Audrey and Jenna. I was wondering if either one of you used a Polypro LED before. Do you know if they are durable? I currently use an HDPE, and I am looking for something lighter. I want to know your opinions on Polypro LEDs. Thank you, XOXO. Jenna, take it away.
All right. I personally don't have a Polypro LED, but pretty much the rest of my friends, all of their LEDs are poly, and yes, including you. And I love the feeling of it. It just makes me so nervous. Like, I am so paranoid when it comes to my LED and, like, cracking the tubing or, like, messing it up or something like that. And Polypro is a lot less durable than HDPE. But, I mean, all of my friends have Polypro LEDs, and their LEDs are all still intact. You just have to be really careful when it comes to like breaks and paddles and like scissor breaks with your knees, and especially just when you're hooping really hard, you just have to be really careful when it comes to breaks because you could break your hoop. But I mean, it is a lot lighter. I mean, going from using my HDPE Helix, and then I use like all of my other friends' LEDs that are all poly, there is a massive weight difference, and it's kind of crazy. And I'm actually going to try to get Proton Labs to switch my tubing out whenever I have enough money to spend that. So, yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Jenna. And like she said, yes, I do have Polypro, and I also have HDPE. I do, like, kind of like Jenna said, like, it depends on what you do. I really like HDPE for when I'm trying to do hard breaks and paddles, or really rough hooping, or if I want, like, do more body rocking, I like something a little bit more sturdy and heavy. But if I want to do quick whips and things like off body that aren't including a lot of kind of rough movements, I will use my Polypro. I think it's good to have both options if you can afford it. But, you know, there really isn't an exact answer for this question. It's so subjective to your own style of hooping and what you can handle and what you can't. So I suggest if you have any friends that have different types of tubing to try them out, to do a lot of research. I love my Atomic, that's HDPE, and I also love my Polypro Atomic. They're both very different hoops, and both have their pros and cons. So be sure to, you know, keep your eyes out, because I did for a while just use my polypropylene Atomic for everything, and I ruined it like 3 times from beating the crap out of it. So just be careful with how you want to use your. I think I've just finally decided that you can't do crazy stuff with LED hoops. You need to make them simple, kind of more light tricks until someone figures out a hoop that's almost like indestructible to break some paddles. And maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I feel. Anyway, moving forward. Solfino says, hey guys, I've actually played all my cards right currently and have wound up getting myself a ticket to Hoop Camp. Holy yay. Oh, awesome. That's great.
Jealous.
Yeah. This is my first time traveling outside of my country. Oh my gosh. Let alone trying to bring my hoop with me on a plane. Any advice, and she's saying any advice to any of you viewers out there for her. So all of you watching, listen up real quick. Any advice on what it's like bringing on airport with one, bringing a hoop on the airplane. How to best pack a ring for travel. I don't own any travel hoops, but plan on bringing my coil downs if I don't think they fit easily into a suitcase. Sigh. Also, what other experiences with planes and hoops have been so far?
Well, I'll go ahead and start. I have traveled with like my old beginner hoops that were like figure-8 collapsible, and I think the general rule is when you're bringing a hoop on a plane, as long as it fits in the under seat storage or in the above compartment, they're fine with you bringing it on. When I traveled with my hoop, I would just kind of secure it to whatever carry-on that I had, or if I just had one carry-on and they allowed 2, I would just have my hoop be my second carry-on. The only problem, and I put that in quotes because it's really not a problem, that you run into when you travel with hoops is just people questioning you about what you're doing with a hula hoop. That's kind of it. If you have, my hoop's far away. If you have a coiled down hoop that like has a button connector on it, like where you push the button down and it comes uncoiled, you will want to coil it down all the way for the flight, but I highly suggest that you don't, because fully coiling down hoops and re-snapping them at the end is like the #1 best way that you can ruin your hoops. So just try to coil it down as much as you can and then secure the ends of it with tape or some kind of other like zip ties or something that you can find around the house, or you can go buy something for it. Just make sure that you can coil it down enough to fit under the seat and you won't have any problems with it. Sometimes they'll make you put it through the x-ray, but I've traveled like with my clear poly before. It was my clear poly. I've got tape on it now. And they just kind of look at it. I got the connector on it questioned once because it was metal, but I just explained that it was just the connector. You really shouldn't have any problems with it. So, and congratulations on getting a ticket to Hoop Camp. I am so super jealous.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Jenna. That's awesome advice. Yeah, I also traveled with hoops. I've done multiple different ways. When I was traveling for a whole summer, I used bubble wrap and a lot, and I put all my hoops together. I flipped my firewoods inward, and I took the biggest hoop on the outer ring and put them sized accordingly inward. And then I used tape and bubble wrap. and I just started, almost like you're taping a hoop. I just went around and around and around with bubble wrap, and then I taped it, and it pretty much looked like a big giant bubble wrap circle. And then, pardon me, I checked it, and because of all the padding, it was almost impossible for them to get hurt. And I did have like fragile stickers on it, and I have never had any issues with doing that. But I mean, if you're afraid about doing that, then don't. I don't want to be held responsible, but I've always had very good luck with doing that. I bought a hula hoop from Bonnie Brown where you can have 4 sections of the hoop where you just kind of clip them all together, and I use ties and tie them onto my backpack, and they don't even look at it as a second option. But if you're able to coil it down to carry-on size, I suggest doing that. What did it say? Coil downs, but I don't think they fit. Yeah. Try to coil them down as tightly as you can and as safely as you can, and bring them onto the plane with you. And I don't know, Jenna, do you have any other advice for what I'm saying, or is that like?
No, I think that's good. I mean, I don't know who is this soul. I don't know if you've ever collapsed a hoop before, if you've poly or HDPE, but I can show you real quick. It's really easy. You just have to be careful when you do it. What you want to do is like brace it on your knee like this, and then slowly start to bring the ends down. And I think if you get it to about like almost coiled down, like you can see my 2 ends still aren't together yet, but I think this is about as much as I can coil mine down and still get it on an airplane safely. And just secure the ends of it. It's going to want to come apart, but just get some tape, or like Audrey said, use bubble wrap, and you should be good.
Awesome, thank you. So, if you have any other questions on that, please let us know. I'm looking to see if I have any other questions on that. Okay. So, our next question is from Carter Sands. Do you get / how do you deal with your pain in your hips? Or do you get pain in your hips, and if you do, how do you deal with it?
Like pain from bruising or muscle strain, or?
I don't know either. If you can clarify on that, we'd be very grateful. Let us know exactly where that pain is coming from, because I have experienced a lot of pain in my body from hooping before, but in my hips, are you using a really big hoop, or just maybe try to clarify a little bit more so we can help you with that. And until then, I'm going to move on to the next question from Mary Radomski. Were either of you dancers prior to your hoop beginnings? I'm having trouble finding my flow, and I feel like it's partially because I cannot dance unless it's like an idiot. Any suggestions on how to try to improve my rhythm / fluidity?
Audrey, do you have any experience as a dancer?
God, no.
Me either.
No, and I know Jen and I are both very opinionated on this subject, because this is how I danced prior to hooping.
Oh, I can't wait to see this.
Well, first, like, my neighbor tried to teach me how to, like, booty dance, and I kind of go like this. I'd be like, really? And then I started just doing this.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not even kidding. Like, I literally would go. I thought it was like really cool, and then
I can't even. Oh my god.
it was so bad. And if I like booty dance, I'd be like. I mean, it was
I
bad.
hope with that face too.
Oh, it was bad. Oh my god, I hated dancing. Yep. I didn't start dancing in my hoop until like I went to college. Like, I didn't start actually dancing in my hoop for about, God, I can't even tell you, maybe like a little bit less than a year of hooping, maybe a year after I picked up the hoop Yeah, because I picked it up in summer, and then after I went to college, spring break. So yeah, probably I'll just say like a year, maybe a little bit more. I don't even know. God, I'll have to let you guys know. But anyway, it took a long time for me to actually be like, oh, I'm supposed to dance on the hoop. Duh, hoop dance.
Why it's called hoop dance.
It took me into going to hoop paths to figure that out. So no, I was awful at dancing. And because of hooping, I learned how to dance. And now I'm actually not that bad of a dancer. I can honestly go out and confidently dance. I might not look good to other people, but to myself, it feels good in my body, so I know it looks good to other people, I think. But finding your flow, and I think that I can speak for a lot of people, I have no suggestions, and there's not any tips or tricks really that you can be given to find your flow. But if I can give you like suggestions, well, I should just say suggestions. Go to Hoop Path, go to a dance class, try to do like kind of the elemental dancey thing that I talk about in my past ones, which for a quick snaps or a quick like demo is like think about all the elements. And don't let yourself don't have any pre-ideas of what you should look like. Just think about Earth, and Earth is kind of like getting low to the ground and like stomping and stuff. Fire is like shimmies and like wisps. Like think about fire and what it looks like and how you can translate that into an element. Think about water, how it's fluid, and air, how it's kind of like unpredictable and airy and stuff. And see how your body moves with all of those things. Maybe, because like with me, if I try to dance like hip-hop, even though I want to dance hip-hop so bad, and hip-hop is considered kind of like earth. It's where, you know, you get down to the ground. When I try to do like hip-hop, I'm like, look at my long arm. Like my arms are so long that I literally look like I'm like, gotta get low with it. So
That's how I felt during Hip Hop Week for Hooping Idol. Oh my gosh, like of course we got hip hop and I'm like, I'm so white. I can't do this. Oh my gosh.
it's so hard. But if I try to do like water and stuff, all of a sudden I'm able to kind of like tune in with my body and realize that this is how, you know, my inner dancer wants to move. So you have to figure out what your inner dancer wants. Because hip-hop is not what it wants. Jenna, advice?
Yeah. I don't want to say I hate getting the question, how do I find my flow, but it's not something that someone can make a tutorial on. Like Audrey said, there's no tips to finding flow. There's no big secret that the hoop community is keeping from you. It's all about personal growth and your own path when you are hooping. I mean, I am recently discovering that my flow is like I'm able to hit my flow practically every time that I hoop now. And if you would have talked to me about flow a year ago, I would have been like, I don't really know. I think I hit my flow sometimes. Like it was kind of a spotty thing. So I mean, there are people who hit their flow after 6 months of hooping, and there are people who hit their flow like 5 years after they've started hooping. It's something that is personal and that no one can explain to you, and that no one can tell you how to do it. It's all up to you. So I also say go to Hoop Path if you can. You don't have to be a super experienced hooper. You don't have to be like a hooping goddess or anything like that. Like Baxter will teach you if you can just waist hoop, and Baxter will teach you if you can balance a hoop on the tip of your finger. You know, he's not going to discriminate against anything like that. And Hoop Path definitely helped me in my journey when it came to hooping, and I know it's helped a lot of other people. So try to get there, or try to go to some kind of flow workshop or a flow retreat or anything like that. Just get around a community like that. So
I agree. Thank you, Jenna. She also said that she wanted to clarify that she's been hooping for 1.5 years and it still feels weird. And that's okay. I mean, let me clarify here. I didn't understand flow or dancing until about 1.5 years. And then all of a sudden I got it. Like I was like doing it. But I can confidently say that I did not feel like I could go out right now without a hoop and dance and feel so confident. And that didn't happen until about a year ago. And I've been hooping for like almost 4.5 years. So it took me a long time to actually feel like if I pick up a hoop, I can go straight into flow if I get my head in the right space. So it does take a long time because you have to develop your dancer. Even when you learn how to dance, you still have to develop and learn. So just please be patient. I mean, it is like, that's like such a hard thing, and I know it's like, God, why don't I look so cool or graceful or awesome when I dance? Like, why do I look like everyone else doing a vortex and a chest roll? You'll find that inner part of you that's your individual self, and that will express. You will be able to express yourself. So just be patient, dance, learn, and you'll get it. I promise. And if you don't, I'll give you a pie. Okay. Moving forward. Yeah, dancers. Okay. By Sola says, first time live viewer. Oh, hello. I am a new hooper, 3 weeks in. Welcome to the community. Any advice or tips, please? Thank you and God bless. Jenna, you want to give like 2 tips and I'll give her 2 tips?
Sure. Tip number 1, kind of like Audrey just said with the last comment, be patient. You're going to want to be able to do all these cool things that you see other hoopers doing in videos or in person or anything like that, but just be patient. You're going to get it. It's super frustrating having to be patient when it comes to hooping, but you just have to give it time. You're going to do great. You're going to be a great hooper eventually. Just calm down and give it some time. And second tip, find a community. I know if you go to hoopcity.ca, you can search by your city or by your state, and you can find hoop groups on there and get yourself to a flow jam and introduce yourself and learn from other hoopers that are there.
Great. Yeah, those are awesome, awesome tips. Absolutely. I 110% agree. My tips are, number 1, record yourself. Record yourself if you haven't done it already from day 1. And you don't have to show everyone, just record it so you have it. And someday you'll be grateful that you did. And record yourself so you can like see a progress. Record yourself so you can upload to YouTube. Record yourself so you can just see yourself dance. So you can look at yourself. I think it's very important. Second tip is don't think that, for instance, if I see Jenna hooping and you're like, oh, I love the way Jenna or Audrey hoops. What size hoop do you use, Jenna? Or what size hoop do you use, Audrey? And you think that if I use the same size hoop, same color, same weight, I'll be able to hoop like Jenna or Audrey or Brecken or Baxter, whatever. And that's not the case at all. So experiment with different sizes, shapes of hoops. Don't limit yourself to what your idols do. Just try everything that you can. Try all different tubings, everything. Just try it all and see what feels good. Go to a hoop jam and ask all these different people to borrow their hoops and see what feels good. So don't expect for you to get a hoop that looks just like Baxter's and all of a sudden you're going to hoop like Baxter, because we're all different and individual. So moving forward, Bishop Eric says, what is hooping? Hooping is a form of dance where one uses a hula hoop as a dance partner instead of a human.
Good
Right.
answer.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. And if you don't know what hooping is, watch this show later when it's recorded and go to the beginning of the video and you'll see me and Audrey both hooping. So
Right? Exactly.
I say give them a quick demo now. Come on.
All right, I'll go first, Jenna. You go second.
Okay.
Because second is the best.
Aw, thanks.
And first is the one with the hairy chest.
I thought that was third.
I thought it was first. I don't know.
I love that body rocking.
All right. Yo turn.
Okay.
Bend over, girl. Nice. Oh. Oh, God. That's so cool. Nice, Jenna. So good. Oh, yeah. Mm. Oh, yeah, I love that. I love that. Nice. Sick. That's hooping. So moving forward. Okay. Sarah Londo says, hello, I just started hooping a few weeks ago. Yay! And although I figured out a lot of basic stuff pretty quick, chest hooping is proving to be a much more difficult challenge. Your chest hooping is flawless. Any suggestions? What works best for you two? Chest hooping, literally, I think I can speak for both of us, took forever to learn. It takes a lot of time, a lot of practice, and a lot of different methods of learning. I'll do a quick demo, and I'm actually going to make a new tutorial on this. I'll do a quick little demo on it because it looks like we also have the last question that we're going to take for tonight is also tips on shoulder hooping, standing still. So I'll let Jenna and I both have a little time to talk about shoulder hooping, and then we'll wrap up. For those of you who don't know, shoulder hooping is this. And chest hooping is this. So when someone says chest hooping, this is the proper terminology for chest hooping. And this is shoulder hooping because you're hooping on your shoulders. Now, shoulder hooping, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that you have to use only your shoulders to get the hoop to go around your body. And that's not true. As you can see there, it doesn't work that well. I mean, I've been doing this for a while, so I can really try to like figure it out. And then eventually you start just doing this. And that's not what you're like. I mean, it's how you can learn, but you really want to make chest hooping go from the core of your feet. So I am kind of moving back and forth, almost like a back and forth motion from the roots of my feet. So I'm getting all four like planes of, I'm kind of almost going like, put all my weight on like the planes of my feet. And I'm putting all of that motion up in kind of a back, like kind of like a left and right motion. And then my arms or my shoulders, they are guiding the hoop, but they're kind of going, they're switching. They're in like forward, backward. So it's kind of like they're evenly distributing themselves. So it's almost like my hoop's not big enough to do this, I don't think. But I can keep my hoop going around my body just by shaking the bottom of my feet, because that's going to give you the most power. So when you're moving, instead, it's going to look really weird, but instead of moving like in a circle, I'm kind of going like this. And then once you understand it better, you don't have to look so silly doing it. But that's how you kind of keep that forward and backward motion going. So instead of looking like you have one arm, that's your like dominant arm, so you kind of have like this thing going on, you'll be able to kind of evenly distribute all that power throughout your shoulders. This is kind of more of an advanced shoulder hooping technique, but definitely kind of going back and forth. Boom, 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 boom. So you don't know which arm's my dominant arm. I mean, it could be this one. It could be this one. And it gives you a lot more control over the hoop, because if you want to, like, you know, do something specific, you have that control over the hoop. Oof. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's my big advice for advanced shoulder hooping. Jenna, do you want to give a little bit maybe more of a generalized idea of it, maybe if that's too intense for someone?
Yeah, for sure. The way that I learned shoulder hooping was actually by learning chest hooping first, and like Audrey said, that's hooping around your chest with your arms out, because it helps you understand the motion that your chest and that your back need to take when you're shoulder hooping, because a lot of people will learn shoulder hooping like as one of two ways. They'll either learn it as a side-to-side motion like this, and that's half of it, and then the other half is a front-to-back motion. And when you understand the concept of shoulder hooping, you understand that it's all 4 points moving around to push the hoop. Because shoulder hooping, an analogy that goes around the hoop community is that shoulder hooping is fitting a rectangular peg, which is your body, into a round area, which is your hoop. And that obviously doesn't work out too well. But Audrey covered it pretty good. I know that when I was learning shoulder hooping, I actually watched Audrey's old tutorial that she posted years ago on shoulder hooping, and she does a really great job explaining it. And there's so many other tutorials out there as well that really, really help, but it takes a lot of practice. And one thing I will say when it comes to shoulder hooping standing still is you want to practice, like you'll be shoulder hooping and kind of spinning in that circle like Audrey showed, and then just stop for like 1 revolution or maybe 2 revolutions and kind of feel how much that differs in going in a circle, and just keep practicing it like that, so that when you can hoop standing still, you just know that motion. So as you keep going on, you stand still for 2 revolutions, then you kind of spin around, and then maybe you stand still for 3 revolutions, and then 4, and it'll add up, and eventually you'll be able to hoop shoulder hoop standing still.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Jenna. I'm glad that you liked that video, and I will try to get that posted soon. I am going to try to make a new one, though. I would like to do something where I can make Jenna and I both have a video together, where because she's in Kansas and I'm in Florida, if you guys didn't know. So her and I we really have to coordinate to work together. So I'm going to try to see if I can get some sort of like tutorial, because I know, you know, Jenna has quite the following of fans now from the show, and I know a lot of you want to hear from her, so we'll try to figure that out for you all. I just spittled. Anyway, I want to give 2 more quick things Jenna had mentioned about the circle into the square thing. Did you say about the body thing? Did I miss that?
The lines?
That the body's a square and the hoop's a circle?
Yeah, I said that.
Okay. Yeah, so like she said, the body's a square, the hoop's a circle, and you want to form your body, and that's how I said using your feet to make that hula hooping motion, and then using your arms almost like paddling. If you guys know what paddling is when you push the hoop to keep it going in place and keep it moving. It's almost like the arms are paddling the hoop across the body. Try to exaggerate it a little bit. It's like going at an angle. So yeah, it's kind of like the arms are paddling the hoop and the legs are moving the hoop. And when you do all of this together, you get a really good, you're moving back. Look at my legs right now. They are pretty far apart as I'm doing this because I'm moving back and forth. And you can bring your legs closer together as you get more confident in it and be able to do like sexy legs or whatever you're trying to do. But for demonstration-wise, that really intense back and forth motion, see how my arms are pretty much like barely doing anything at all? They're not going like this. They're just straight against my body, and I'm doing most of all of that work is coming from my legs. And then when I add in my arms, I just get that really, you know, I don't know, like powerful movement where I can almost control the hoop in any motion I want it to go. So you really just have to work on all of those elements. But we are running out of time, and it looks like we did get a couple more comments. No, we didn't, actually. Never mind. I read that wrong. Okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and let Jenna wrap up and give her her contact info if you want to learn more about her. So Jenna, go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. If you guys want to find links to like my YouTube or my Facebook or various other social medias, including Hoop City, you can either go to flavors.me/Jenna Drake, or you can go to hoopingLIVE.com and go to the little section that's got my name on it, and it should have all of my links on there, or at least a link to my flavors page that also has a link to everything else. But yeah, thanks for watching the show tonight, guys. It was really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Jenna. And thanks for being here tonight. We love you, like always. And hoopinglive.com has an official. Craig, is the application online now?
Website, yeah. There's a link to it right on the website.
hoopinglive.com, there is a link to an application that Jenna and I worked on to create for you guys if you want to apply to work for Hooping Live. So if you want to go there, I know I've directed a lot of you to email me, and I'm getting through all the emails that I can to send you it directly. But if you sent me an email asking to be a part of the team, just know that there is an application online now that you can officially fill out. So if you want to go to that, it's hoopinglive.com under the, what's the tab called again, Craig?
It might say something like join our team. I don't remember.
Something about join our team.
Yeah, it'll stand out to them, I think.
Okay, great. So just check that out, and we have a lot of awesome positions and whatnot. If you have any questions or comments, you can email us at info@hoopinglive.com, or you can send us a message on Facebook. I tend to get to the Facebook messages a little bit more quick, but you can also always direct any messages to Bonnie Brown, who is our hoop crafter specialist and professional teacher, or you can also email Jenna if you have any personal question, or not personal, but you know what I mean. Don't ask anything too weird. So just go ahead, ask us anything you want, as long as it's not like, where do we sleep at night?
That'd be creepy.
Okay, awesome. All right, guys, and we are here every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Eastern Daylight Time, whatever. So, see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.